Welcome to another live stream from MLabs by Mindstorm Studios. Tonight focus is you. Yes, all the brilliant teams who participated in Rookie Game Jam 2020 and made it successful. You guys overcame tough COVID times, uncertain university schedules, and a very demanding game jam. 21 teams participated in Rookie Game Jam 2020 and 15 of those teams were able to submit the games. Tonight we're going to look at the game footage for all those submissions and listen to what those teams have to say. So let's just get right to it.
Hi, my name is Mahad Gul. I'm the team lead for Team 420. I'm here to talk about my experience with MLabs and the game that we made. So MLabs has been a great experience. I've gotten to interact and learn from a lot of people, from a lot of experienced people in the game development industry. I've also gotten to learn a bit more about the game development industry in Pakistan, which, it makes me hopeful about pursuing this passion here. So yeah, I think it was also really great to be part of the game jam. It's one thing to make personal projects, but to make a finished product, and the experience that you gain by doing so, I feel like that's really invaluable, especially at this stage. So yeah, despite having a busy and very stressful routine, which ultimately led to like a lot of time constraints on my end, if I look at the bright side of that, it also did make me learn how to get something done under immense pressure and very tough circumstances. So moving on to the game itself, Poodle Pump. Just by the name, I think you can tell that the game draws a lot of inspiration from the game Doodle Jump. So it's similar in the sense that it's a platforming, endless game where you go as high as you can. But it's much more challenging, and there are like a lot of dynamics to it. It's very challenging and it's tough to chase the high scores. I also did not want the game to be too repetitive, so I added a bunch of interesting features, power-ups, and some new game elements, that get added or change as you progress the game. And there are a bunch of power-ups that you can use strategically to your advantage, or like if you don't know how to use them, they can be disadvantageous. But yeah, the art style, it's very simple, it's very clean, simple 2D art. It has this space theme to it. But yeah, I think overall it looks cute and silly, but it also looks really clean. So yeah, I had a bunch of fitting music and sound effects as well. And there's this animated main menu there as well. So yeah, I think overall the UI, it's really straightforward, translating to this user experience, which I believe it's really self-explanatory, clean and simple, which I believe that's how user interface should be. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the game. I had a lot of fun playing it myself. It's really satisfying to get those high scores. It's fun and it's challenging. So yeah, speaking of high scores, mine is around 60,000. So yeah, try to beat that if you can.
Assalamualaikum everyone, I am Momana Wahid from Team Artski, which includes Khizr Farooq, Mavish Tariq, Mohammad Suhaib and me. So Artski is basically all about art and passion. My overall experience with MLab fellowship program has been so amazing as it provided me with an opportunity to learn about game development industry in a much better way. Moreover, it also gave me an insight of the latest trends which are being followed in this industry, and obviously it has made me realize that how cool and fun it is to be a part of such an industry. Now, talking about our game, that is Color Showdown. So we initially came up with jump mechanics, but after discussing it in detail with our mentor, we decided to implement flying mechanics along with some color coded theme. So in order to complete a level, the player must pass through platforms with similar color as assigned to the player, and they must avoid any contact with the platform with any other color in order to reach the end goal safely. The number of platforms and difficulty level will increase as each level progresses, and with the level progression, we attempted to implement a procedural level generation approach. For the artwork, we tried different approaches and agreed upon keeping a simpler and minimalistic design, as our game is a fast-paced game and we wanted the player to be only focused on destroying the platforms. Moreover, the game is a color coded game, so we have chosen the character to suit the theme. For UI, we observed different trends in HCG, and again we came up with the idea of keeping it as simple as possible so to avoid the distractions and to make it more interactive. The icons and button in our UI also follow the color scheme based on each level. The overall game is very light and fun to play game. We added the elements where player gets the proper feedback, like player can maintain the streak after passing through 2 or more than 2 platforms without tapping the screen. We also included a special power collectible in the later levels which enables the player to pass through multiple platforms at a very high speed without any collisions. So this thing also adds up to the satisfaction factor of the player. The increasing difficulty level also keeps the player engaged and interested, as completing difficult levels would make the player feel accomplished. So that was all about our game. Thank you so much for watching.
My name is Naveed and my team's name is 2D Continued. My experience with MLabs game fellowship program has been quite good. I've been learning game development in Unity for about a year, and there were some points that I missed during those during that learning process. And the lectures that I attended during this fellowship program were quite informative, and it really helped me in quite some ways. So let's talk about my game. My game's name is Obstacles. As from the name, it's kind of like elemental obstacles. It is a 3D infinite runner game that and the player will face elemental obstacles, and the player will have to type in the name of obstacles, the name of elements that will counter those obstacles and destroy them. For example, if a fire obstacle is approaching the player, then player will write water, and it will spawn water element and it will destroy the fire element. The game's main target is to increase the reflexes of the player and decision making of the player. So for example, when an obstacle is approaching the player will have to decide in a split second which element they have to spawn in order to counter that destroy that obstacle. There is also an interactive tutorial for the player, for the first time users, for the first time players of the game, and that will help them to understand the game, how the mechanism works throughout the game. And once the tutorial is finished, the game starts, and in the obstacles, that each obstacle that gets destroyed will award you 10 coins. These coins can be used to buy a cheat in the shop menu. That cheat allows you to pass through these obstacles without getting hurt or dying. Now let's move on to the gameplay of my game.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Asib Rashid and I'm the team captain of Team At Least We Tried, and my group members are Fasi, Sharjeel, and Amna. During our time at MLabs, the initial stages जहाँ पे हम लोगों ने teams choose करनी थी और हमने start करना था, वो काफ़ी एक challenge था. समझ नहीं आती थी कि team किस तरह बनेगी. तो उसमें Sir Yasir Wan, he guided us through and through. He really made sure we understood how to communicate with each other and how to find teammates. डिवीज़न उन्होंने बताई कि किस तरह करनी है. उन्होंने हमें बताया कि आर्टिस्ट्स और गेम डिज़ाइनर्स और प्रोग्रामर्स तीनों अलग होने चाहिए एक टीम में. तो शुरू में काफ़ी मुश्किल था, लेकिन एक प्रोसेस था जिससे हमें गुजरना था शायद, और सर यासिर वान के शायद जहन में ये चीज़ थी कि हमने उस प्रोसेस से गुजरना. तो आफ्टर फॉर्मिंग आवर टीम्स हम लोगों को आपस में एक दूसरे को ट्रेनिंग देनी थी. तो वो भी एक किस्म का चैलेंज था, जिसके लिए सर यासिर वान ने भी काफ़ी हेल्प की कि आप दूसरी कुछ अप्रोचेस उन्होंने बताई हम लोगों को कि वो ट्राई करें. तो इवन आफ्टर दैट ड्यूरिंग मेकिंग ऑफ द गेम वाज रियली डिफ़िकल्ट, क्योंकि हमें समझ नहीं आती थी कि प्रॉब्लम को अप्रोच किस तरह करें. हमने ट्रेनिंग्स कर ली, हमने सब कुछ कर लिया. प्रॉब्लम की अप्रोच एक इशू था कि हम लोग गेम किस तरह स्टार्ट करें बनाना और किस तरह फिनिश करें. तो उसमें सर माजिद ने हमें गाइड किया और एक बड़ा इजी सा रास्ता बताया कि आप इस अप्रोच के साथ चलें, विच वाज रियली हेल्पफुल. एंड द मेंटरशिप रियली हेल्प्ड. बिकॉज ऑफ दिस आई थिंक कि हमारी गेम जो है वो वाकई अपने अख्ताम को पहुंची, नहीं तो हम लोग काफ़ी पीछे रह सकते थे. सो लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द गेम. गेम एक सिंपल वैक-ए-मॉल गेम है, ठीक है. इट्स अ स्टोरी बेस्ड वैक-ए-मॉल गेम, एंड द स्टोरी इज़ दैट यू हैव टू यूर अ प्रोटैगनिस्ट. आप एक इंसान हैं, आप सो रहे हैं और आपके पास मोल्स आके आपको तंग कर रहे हैं. तो आपको पता है कि ये मोल्स सिर्फ आपको नहीं तंग करते, पूरे इलाके के विलेजेस को तंग करते हैं, और विच इज़ रियली अनोइंग. तो आप you get pissed off and you get up and you take that initiative to destroy all those moles in the area. तो ये चीज़ एक इंसेंटिव के साथ, मतलब एक जुनून के साथ बंदा उठा कि मैंने मोल्स ख़त्म करने हैं. with that in mind the player is also enticed to kill the moles in the game. और फिर UI हमारा सिंपल है. हमारा UI कहता है कि हमने सिर्फ स्कोर दिखाना है और एक मेन्यू दिखाना है कि दिस इज़ हाउ यू प्ले. देयर इज़ अ प्ले बटन and this is the scoreboard if you want to look at your scores. And the fun factor really of this game is that you know that there is some initiative in killing all those moles.
Hey, my name is Hashir Irfan. Before starting the game, I will just tell what actually the game is. In the game, the basic concept of the game is that we have we have our enemy plane and our main player plane. So the plane, the player has two colors, blue and green, same as the enemy play. The concept behind the game is the same color bullets would not affect either my plane and the enemy plane as well. In order to kill my enemy, I have to switch my color by pressing the switch button and tap on the screen to launch the bullets of different color. If, for example, if my enemy has a color of enemy plane is of blue color, so I should be launching green bullets by tapping on the screen. So, and for instance, if both of us have same color, it would not affect if it would not affect neither of us. Neither the enemy will destroy, nor my health will be decreased. So let's see what I am saying by playing the game. So I have my blue color over here, and I see my enemy plane is green. I'm just tapping, and oh, I just lost one of my health. Oh, it's so early. Oh no, I'm not a good player. So enemy is of blue color. So and I shifted to green. Now blue is attacking on me. You can see the blue bullets have been passed through me, and my green bullets are not affecting my enemy. Now I have to switch towards green. My health is continuously decreasing. Oh no. So you can see blue bullets are not affecting my health anymore. Yes, so you can see here green bullets on the top. My health is not decreasing as green bullets are not affecting on me. So in order to kill him, let's let him pass through, yeah, through me. I can't win against him now. So let me try to kill him. Oh, I just kill him. Oh, two down. Shift towards blue. Oh no, I just lost. Oh, I could not beat Bazooka guy, but it was a good experience playing with the game. So thank you so much for watching. Our time at Mindstorms was tremendous. We have learned a lot in the terms of game design and art during the fellowship program. We thank the team for giving us this valuable time and delivering their knowledge. So let's talk about the game. So we have created a game which is Rainbow Hell. On the main screen, you can see that on the top right corner, I have my name over there, Hashir. I can just change it by clicking by tapping on it. I want to change my name. Let's say I will write Sheikh Hashir. Press confirm. You would be thinking that what actually this name is showing here. It has a purpose for the game. You can see your highest score among those who have played the game. I will show you by clicking on pressing the highest score button. You can see that many of them has played our game. It's quite popular now. So thank you so much for watching.
Hello, this is Ariba and I'm representing Team Couch Potatoes. As far as my experience with MLab Fellowship Program is concerned, then I will say that it's been amazing, and it was not something like the mainstream stuff like a typical boot camp or something where you have to shell out thousands. And the best thing about the program was mentorship, especially thanks to Sir Yasir and Sir Arif and Miss Marine as well, for always motivating us and for always supporting us. And it was not only focused towards learning, like we used to have fun along with it. Like the other day, we were sharing invitation codes for Among Us on Discord. And in short, I will say that it is a program that provides you with resources, support, and guidance that is unprecedented. And Scenarios and Jitsa is a story-based game in which the main character is a female ninja and she defeats the orc to reach her village, and for that she travels through many rough conditions and environments. There are total 5 different levels with different environments like mountain regions, cave, jungle, castle, and the enemies have basic attacking capabilities, and Key, that is basically the ninja, has all the abilities of a ninja like single jump, multiple jump, attacking, and also shield blocking as well. Also, there are some healing potions which are hidden and can be acquired by killing the boss. and the UI is made up of wooden buttons in order to give the traditional Japanese vibes, and the game is interesting with a mix of difficulty and reward, and that's it.
Yes, Assalamualaikum. My name is Heather Tariq, and I'm a part of a two-man team called Bug Minded. My other teammate is Ahsan Habib, and I'll start by saying that it was a great opportunity to be a part of Mindstorm Fellowship Program. We were able to get great insights and work with professionals from various fields like development, management, and publishing. I learned a lot on how to approach hyper-casual games and how to adjust them according to data obtained through publishing and marketing. In the end, the best experience was to be able to work with a team and build a finished playable game. Um, for our game, our initial idea was to make a spaceship abducting game where we pull up people walking around into the ship. It did sound interesting in the beginning, but the actual prototype didn't feel fun enough. So, what we came up next was a smashing game with a similar idea, but the impact of the smashing felt more satisfying and had a more arcade feel to it. Keeping that look of the wandering people, we staged a level like a city invaded by a smashing monster. Next, I'll show you the gameplay, how it plays out. So thanks for watching.
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम। तो ये हमारी गेम है। इसमें ये हमारा मेन कैरेक्टर है, मॉन्स्टर जो हम मूव करते हैं, और हमारे सिविलियन जैसे ये जा रहे हैं, इनको हमने स्मैश करना है। हम ड्रैगन मूव करके शुरू करते हैं गेम, और फिर ये हम स्मैश करते रहेंगे, और एक हर लेवल के सेट नंबर ऑफ पीपल हैं जिनको हमने स्मैश करना है टू प्रोसीड टू द नेक्स्ट लेवल। फिर इसमें यह है कि बॉम्ब्स भी आते हैं जिनको अगर आप लग गए तो आप मर जाओगे, और आप उनको टाइमली ऐसा पावर अप यूज़ कर सकते हो दूसरे बंदों को स्मैश करने के लिए, एक्सप्लोड करने के लिए। वो आपके काउंट करते हैं टूवर्ड्स योर पॉइंट्स, और फिर आप जब सारे बंदे मार दोगे स्टेज के, तो फिर आप नेक्स्ट पे चले जाओगे। फिर आपके पास पावर भी आते हैं जिससे आप थोड़ी देर बड़े हो जाके तो ज़्यादा बंदे एक साथ मार सको। फिर अगर आप बॉम्ब को एक्सप्लोजन के अंदर होगे तो आप मार जाते हो। तो ये हमारी गेम है बेसिक। तो थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग। अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
Hi, my name is Salman Zafar, and I'm the captain of Team Ashfire. My experience with MLabs was great. I learned a lot from different industries experts about the game design and game development processes. I like to thank MLabs for the community they are building for the game developers and the opportunity they have provided us to create and learn making games. Thank you very much. Our game is called Bullet Escape. The concept of this game is very simple. We have a player who has a special power to control the speed of time. Whenever the player is in state of motion, time moves at normal speed. When player stops, time slows down. The objective of the player is to reach the finish line, avoiding the enemy attacks. The player can attack the enemies as well by moving very close to them. The player can collect coins along the way, which can be used to upgrade player's speed and also to buy different skins for the player.
Hello everyone, this is Ehsan Abdurrahman, Hafiz Umair Ahmed, Muhammad Afan Waheed, and Afnan Sajid, and we are Team Venom. During this time of the fellowship program with Mindstorm, we have learned a lot about game design and game development. Before this, I only thought that game development was basically based on only Unity, and it worked by just dragging and dropping and doing a little bit of coding. But now I realize how much effort is put into a game, and we all have learned a lot because of all the dedicated mentors that we had. They kept on poking us and asking for submissions and asking for meetings and to discuss the game. And that really motivated me, especially because it's really hard to commit to something sometimes. This has been one of the best experiences that I've had in recent years. So the game is called Gravity Blast, and it involves a character moving through space through all these asteroids, and it has to dodge all these hurdles using forces from shockwaves that we cause by tapping on the screen. Now, the main character of the game we actually designed at the very last day of submission, because one of our mentors suggested that the previous character that we were going with was a bit off, and he wanted something more space themed, because our whole game is space themed. So we came up with this little character, and I know it looks like the characters from Among Us, but it wasn't intentional at all. It is purely original, and yeah, we can have influence from other games, I guess. The main idea of the game was something that we brainstormed within the very first few days of the contest, and we really stuck to it because it's something that is very unique, and I haven't seen something like it personally in any game, in any hyper casual game. It was really cool to try out different things to see how we could implement this idea, and at last we chose the point effector 2D game object in Unity, and it gives us the main functionality of the game. So here's the startup of the game. It looks really interesting. The title's moving around a bit, and the whole theme of the game is very evident. In the background, the planet there, and the shooting stars are all also moving around. So it's a cool kind of vibe. Just tap to play. So let's begin, I guess. As you can see, wherever I tap, there's a little explosion, and the player moves in the opposite direction. For example, like I can move it around, and the main goal of the game is to get as high as possible, moving through all these asteroids. My high score is 121. I don't know how I even got there, but yeah. So this is the game over panel. It says start to start. It's blinking, and yeah. So this is it from Team Venom. We would really love all of you to play this game and review it for us, because none of us are really professionals, and we would really love to learn from this experience too. So yeah.
Hi, I am Zubair Khan and I represent Team Titans. For my team, the last 2 months have been nothing short of a roller coaster ride. First of all, a huge thanks to all the tutors who taught us some really important stuff to get us going. The game jam got intense, to say the least. After a few days of brainstorming and valuable guidance from our mentors, we were then finalizing the idea. Then we worked, reviewed, and then worked again. What we made was a result of much effort, guidance, and teamwork. What most delighted us was the culture established at MLabs, where the mentors made themselves highly approachable. Love for Arif Bhai for mentoring us at every step of the way whenever we hit a roadblock. And nothing but gratitude for Yasir Bhai for being the central hub of Mindstorm from the bottom of our hearts. The title of our game is Ball Bash. It is a level-based runner where the player is given a crowd of balls that they must carry till the end, avoiding obstacles which causes them to lose balls. Here's the catch. The players cannot control the crowd. Instead, they have to draw barriers to navigate the balls around the obstacles while collecting gems which get multiplied by the number of balls remaining. The gems can be used to unlock exciting skins for the balls. When coming up with the idea, we wanted something that was quick to develop, yet really fun, and had the key element of an HCG game, satisfaction. The inspiration came from a 1991 puzzle platformer called Lemming, which we rethought and worked our way from. We implemented the drawing mechanic, as it's known to bring in low CPI numbers. It felt really satisfying to watch the balls disperse, bounce around, and then reassemble into a group. To be honest, we were hooked to the game. Also, we settled on a lively bright color theme and decided to keep the UI elements to a minimum in order to focus the attention on the gameplay. Now's the time for a game demo. So I have this crowd of balls, and I'm going to draw a barrier to prevent them from falling over the edge. But if I draw the barrier incorrectly, they're going to fall over and I'm going to lose them. The player can then collect the gems, and the number of balls remaining is going to denote the multiplier that the player is going to achieve. The player can also combine balls to increase the crowd size. If all the balls fall over the edge or they get stuck, the level fails. With plenty of fun obstacles, the game never gets boring. This is all from our side. Thank you for watching. We hope you like our game. This is Team Titans, signing out.
Hello, my name is Taha Murtaza Ali and I am a member of Team Alto. I created the game Be Very Scared. Well, thought of fun from my side. My experience with the MLabs fellowship program was one that was very fun. I thoroughly enjoyed the sessions, and as someone that's really passionate about game design, I was really happy to see this fellowship program happening because game dev is not actively pursued, and so I was really happy with this experience. Regarding the game that I created, Be Very Scared, the concept behind the game was to basically create something that was a first person shooter, but in which there was just one mechanic that was to just move around. But I didn't want to do it in the traditional moving around. Like, I don't want to create like a first person sort of game, because obviously the theme was to create an SCG game. So what I came up with that you can control the rotation of your character, and the character shoots on its own, entirely on its own, and all you have to do is just rotate and be very quick in rotating so that you can hit the bees who are essentially coming to hurt you. Now the implementation behind the game, the game design I feel is very extremely thought out, and the gameplay is also very well executed because you can rotate very quickly, and the sensitivity has been fine-tuned, and there's also a score and a health bar, and the health bar essentially when you reach 0 health, there is the game over. The graphics I chose for the whole game was to low poly 3D models, and even the bee is animated, so I'm very proud of that. The UI hasn't been designed with as much thought as I would have liked it to, but otherwise I would say that it's very intuitive as to how the game is about to go. And when I'm playing the game, I even gave it to some of my cousins to play it. I feel like that the game is really fun, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I even played once in a while to, and maybe even find make it better. And I extremely like it. I'm very proud of my own design, and I'm very proud that I did all this. So as you can see that you're playing the game and you have these bees coming at you, and when the bees hit you, you lose like a certain amount of health as shown over here. You also have these arrows to indicate you, so the UI is really good in the sense that you know where the bees are, and you can see that your health is decreasing at the same time. You can also see that you can also hit the bees with the rock. So all you have to do when it comes to the mobile game is just aim. That's all you have to do. So yeah, that's about it. Best of luck to everyone who participated in the game jam, and I really hope to playing all your games and having fun.
Hi, so my name is Muhammad Ali and my team name is Team Renaissance, and my other teammate name is Umar Shahzad. So our experience with Mindstorm Fellowship Program has been really awesome, to be honest. As far as I am concerned, and the way the things really went on, the game that we were trying to really pull didn't really happen in the first place. But by the end of the fellowship program itself, we experienced a lot of different things, a lot of different concepts that can be used in devising the game. The biggest reveal of this all was how amazing it is to actually see that a simple game such as Subway Surfer or Temple Run has such complexity behind it, and it goes with a lot of hard work, but it definitely comes with such a certain fun and tricky experience that it's enthralling, to be honest. And to be honest, the concept behind the game that we were trying to make was actually to go through the wall in the form of a runner kind of game, right? So what we were trying to accomplish in that sense was combining 2-3 games together. So there was this TV show where actually a wall comes forward which has a cutout, and a person has to pose through that cutout and go through that wall. So our whole concept behind that game was that our runner would be, our avatar would be running and collecting different collectibles and actually going through that particular wall, through that cutout, to be able to successfully complete that level. And obviously it had to have certain mechanism to it. So we had a swipe mechanism and the reshaping mechanism, so which on the way we couldn't be able to accomplish so far, because me and my teammate weren't that kind of experts on Unity in itself, but we were able to build a very basic and starter level game where an endless runner is trying to collect coins, which we were still not being able to collect that so far. In terms of graphics and art, I think so we were able to accomplish something almost decent. For us, this has been a really good experience in developing, and to be honest, this can be a stepping stone for us to actually learn and do much more better in this regards in using Unity in different sense. And it also gave people like us who didn't really have a good sense of mathematics and were really only good at logic and etc., that they can use different kind of assets in a certain manner without using or helping of maths and accomplish such a game in the first place. So we feel the whole experience has been just too amazing for us, even though the end results wasn't something that which we expected in the first place, because let's just face it, we are just noobs at this, but overall we had fun. So this is the gameplay, and it will be of 10 to 15 seconds maximum. And thank you Mindstorm for letting us have this experience, because without you guys we wouldn't really have experienced any of this thing.
Our team name is Immortal Devs, and my name is Mamoon Ishtiyaq, and my teammates are Ruhul Abbas and Junaid Kiri. First of all, I'd really like to thank the MLabs Studios for giving us this opportunity of fellowship program and letting us to know different people from the game development community. And if I talk about our experience, overall it was a really good experience to meet new people and communicate with different people and knowing about different new ideas of everyone. And I hope that this community grows and we have more opportunities like this in the future. The name of our game is Mr. Trouble, and we suggested this name for our game because the person is running and he has to avoid the obstacles, so as he is in trouble, so the name of our game is Mr. Trouble. The idea of this game came to us as we searched for many of the hyper-casual games on the websites, and as we were inspired from the Fall Guys and Fall Flat from the streaming on YouTube, we thought why not make a game which is on mobile and looks like Fall Guys. The art we have used is really eye-catching and simple, as the obstacles and the colors of them are really eye-catching, and UI is really simple and intuitive, and if a user plays for the first time, he can really easily understand the UI, and in first attempt he can really play well in the game. The gameplay of our game, it is an endless runner in which our player is running and has to avoid the obstacles which are moving back and forth, and the player needs a perfect timing to cross the obstacles by a dash. And we also have given a player a power which he gets after getting 5 points, and through that power, if a player crashes with an obstacle, he doesn't die and it doesn't affect the player, and the player keeps on running. The fun factor of our game is basically the complexity of the game and the urge of the player to make the highest score which he can achieve. and the whole management which helped us and created such a great environment for all of us, and the community which helped us to gain and more knowledge and more information about gaming.
Hello, my name is Ahmed Shah and I'm from the team GGWP. We developed the game Lethal Skydive, a hyper-casual arcade game where players take control of a soldier trying to make it to the ground via skydiving. The goal of the game is to avoid obstacles and eliminate enemies on your way down, accumulating a sum of coins that you collect once on the ground. Lethal Skydive is developed from a top-down perspective of the player avatar falling while using a gun's recoil to control their movements and eliminate enemies. We have 2 game modes so far. The normal game mode, which consists of 5 levels you have to get through, where you take down enemies and get to the ground, and then the endless game mode, in which the soul's objective is to survive as long as you can. This is the endless mode where you basically see how much of a score you can gather up and always aim for a new high score. The art style that we chose for the game was a light-hearted and action-oriented theme reminiscent of Johnny Trigger, another hyper-casual game. Regarding the implementation of the game, I'll have one of GGWP's programmers, Junaid, explain that to you right now.
Assalamu alaikum, I'm Junaid and I work with Alina on implementing art and game design for Lethal Skydive. We wanted the player to be able to dive straight into the game, all while being able to easily switch between levels and game modes. Hence we kept these choices one click away from the user. The player first sees the falling character and is then guided throughout the game by different animated pop-up buttons, which help retain the player's focus. In normal mode, coins spawn at the end based on how many enemies were killed, which provides the player a pat on the back after every round. While in the endless mode, random coin spawns taunt the player into moving around instead of just camping in a corner. For levels, we used Unity's scriptable objects so that the game can be easily expanded upon, giving each level control on when, how many and which enemy waves to spawn, as well as controlling level aesthetics. Additionally, some of the things we would have liked to add are crosshair for aiming, breakable crates to dodge that release power-ups, and a more satisfying coin collection phase. While the game is not yet perfect, we believe it carries great potential. Over to the art.
Hi, I am Jahara from Team GGWP and I did the art for our game, Lethal Skydive. And before moving on to the art side, I would like to say that my experience with the MLabs was great. It was a fantastic experience and I learned a lot from it. They gave the resources and the necessary push I needed to go further in the game industry, and I am really grateful for that. Then moving on to the art, I would say I used a pretty simple low poly style with contrasting and complementary color scheme with some basic art principle to keep the emphasis on the important aspects of the game, and then is the visual effects also adds to the experience of the player. Moving on to the UI, it is also kept very simple with the contrasting color scheme and visual hierarchy, which makes it easy for the player to navigate through different options and easily. And the overall visual and graphics of the game are pretty understandable for all ages and they're pretty understandable for all, and that is all for the art side of this game. Thank you.
There you have it. Enjoy our game and GGWP.
I hope you guys liked what you saw. There's much more to come from MLabs platform. There are a lot more learning opportunities and game jams that we'll be doing in future. Hoping to see you all there. Join our Discord channel if you like to be part of the fun. Take care. Allah Hafiz.